Welcome to Live Alive. In today's video we'll start with Leroy Sane instead of Olmo. Liverpool fans frustrated by the club's lack of transfer activity should take some pleasure from the club's 2-1 win over Arsenal on their US tour, which saw the Times show their potential under Arnold. The Reds look slick going forward as they showcase their new style of play the Dutch boss has instilled since replacing Jurgen Klopp at Anfield this summer. The Merseyside outfit are still being linked with a number of players ahead of the August 31st deadline, and as they edge closer to their Premier League opener against Ipswich on August 17th, Slot should have a better idea of which areas he needs to strengthen and who he wants to cut loose. Forward target Liverpool could pursue instead of Olmo is Bayern Munich's Leroy Sane, who ex-Red star Jermaine Pennant believes would be an amazing signing, particularly if Mohamed Salah were to leave. The ex-Man City star made 25 starts for Bayern last season but is not guaranteed a first-team football under new boss Vincent Kompany as he battles for places with Kingsley Coman and Serge Gnabry. Pennant told Coin Poker, "You need someone with experience to replace Mohamed Salah, like Leroy Sane. For me, that would be a great signing. He has pace, he cuts in on his right or left. When he played at the Emirates he was absolutely unreal. He tore Arsenal apart. So if he can do that to Arsenal at the Emirates, he'd be an amazing signing. He knows the Premier League with City." While the Reds never looked like favourites to land Spain's Euro 2024 star Dani Olmo, they have been handed a blow after Barcelona reportedly agreed a deal to bring the player back to the Nou Camp, according to Fabrizio Romano. Barcelona have struck an agreement with Olmo to return to the club on a contract until 2030, sending RB Leipzig a new bid worth £52.5 million. Liverpool are already stacked with quality in midfield, though Olmo, who can play on the wing or in attacking midfield, would have added more impressive depth to Slot's squad following his superb displays for Spain in Germany this summer. Mo Salah sent Liverpool clear transfer message. It was a mildly humorous aside on a quietly encouraging evening for Liverpool, but it said everything about Mohamed Salah's appetite for the new challenge that now awaits. Having raced in behind the Arsenal defence onto Harvey Elliott's slide rule pass, Salah ended up flat on his back on the turf at the Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia after tucking the ball into the bottom corner to give the Reds an early lead. That, though, didn't stop the celebrations. The Egyptian spotted punching the air in delight with both hands while prone before being dragged to his feet by his teammates. Not for Salah a meaningless match, and he continues to keep on bringing the numbers, having assisted Dominic Szoboszlai for the only goal against Real Betis in Liverpool's opening game of the ongoing tour of the United States. Against Arsenal, however, the winger took his performance level up a notch, constantly getting the better of his marker Oleksandr Zinchenko with a freshly shaved head, making Salah appear even more streamlined, more robust. Manchester United are up next in the early hours of Sunday morning in South Carolina, and given Salah's impressive record against Liverpool's bitter Northwest rivals, few would be surprised if the 32-year-old makes his mark once again. But all of this is being achieved amid a backdrop that Salah, at present, is playing out the final stages of his Liverpool career, having entered the final 12 months of his current deal. As it stands, this will be his final pre-season, the trip to promoted Ipswich Town in a fortnight his last opening day with the Reds. For his part, Salah seems entirely unaffected, and he appears to have the bit between his teeth after the disappointing second half to last season when an injury at the Africa Cup of Nations was aggravated on his return, and, when finally back in action, he scored only 6 goals in the final 2 months of the campaign. It all built up to an unseemly touchline spat with Jurgen Klopp as he prepared to be introduced from the bench at West Ham United. Typically, the following weekend Salah was restored to the starting lineup and scored and assisted in a win over Tottenham Hotspur. Whatever tactical avenue down which new boss Arnold intends on taking his attack, it's clear Salah remains an integral part, and extracting the best from Liverpool's most prolific forward remains the priority. Indeed, the wingers' build-up play with Harvey Elliott, Dominic Szoboszlai and Connor Bradley caught the eye against Arsenal. Nevertheless, this season will be a new test for Salah, having to impress a new manager for the first time since being brought to Anfield by Klopp in 2017. Slot has already remarked on the player's fitness levels, and there's no indication of the forward relying on past glories. The longer Liverpool don't reach agreement with Salah over a new deal, the more likely it is the Egyptian will walk away for nothing at the end of the season. But should this campaign prove his last at Anfield, there is no chance the winger will give anything other than the 100% commitment he has demonstrated ever since arriving at the club. Liverpool to sign Adam Wharton. After enduring a disappointing start last season, the Eagles displayed promising performances following Oliver Glasner's arrival as the new manager and eventually ended the campaign in the top half of the Premier League. As a consequence of that, several of their stars have come under the radar of big clubs around Europe in this transfer window. Michael Olise has already joined Bayern Munich, while Eberechi has been linked with a move away from the club, with Arsenal, Tottenham and even Liverpool showing interest in signing him. Wharton is another player who has attracted the attention of a few upper echelons of English clubs by his eye-catching displays, having moved to Selhurst Park from Blackburn Rovers last January. Now, speaking on Born N Red, Lynch has reported that Liverpool monitored Wharton's development during his time at Blackburn Rovers and they liked him then. The journalist further claims that following the 20-year-old's promising performances for Crystal Palace last term, he has become an England international and that may have impressed Liverpool even more, so they could look to secure his signature this summer. However, Lynch says that signing the youngster won't be straightforward for Liverpool, as the Eagles are expected to demand crazy's money to let their star man leave, having recently purchased him. Lynch said, Adam Wharton was definitely someone they watched at Blackburn, so they obviously kind of liked him around then, the recruitment staff. So, I think that's interesting. The big problem there is obviously what would Palace ask for? They've only just signed him. He's just become an England international since then. His stock has just gone up and up and up. The fee could be crazy and they would strike a hard bargain. But let's see. I don't think that's one you can confidently rule out just on the basis that they've liked him in the past. I'm sure from what they've seen at Palace, they won't have gone off him. That's one maybe to keep an eye on, but that's real tentative stuff, to be honest. It's a player they've liked in the past, so let's see if anything comes of that. With Onslaught reportedly looking to sign a new midfielder, Wharton would be an excellent acquisition if Liverpool purchase him. However, it is going to be interesting to see whether the Merseyside club eventually opt to make a concrete approach to sign him before the end of this window. And that's the final content of today's video. Like, subscribe to support Live Alive.